Welcome back to Planet Zoo. We are starting episode 8. I believe we have decided to name this Highwater Pass, not because it's a particularly fitting name. I mean, I suppose in some ways it is. You know, we're in the middle of this lake, somewhere in North America. But because that is the name that I gave it in my files for the uploads, and I've decided to just live with it. So, doing a quick overview, we've got all of this that we've worked on so far. I think the zoo is definitely coming along quite nicely. We've got our entrance here, and then going down to this bison and antelope pen. We've got the food court, staff building, and then into our Mojave Maze, and then into the Everglades. And then, last episode, we worked on building this river through here, and then on fleshing this area out a little bit, making the staff room feel a little bit less flat and bare by adding in this hard shelter for African penguins, and then fleshing out the African penguin enclosure and starting on the California seal enclosure. One of the things that I failed to mention last episode is that this whole area through here, I actually pulled it off of some reference images. So hopefully I will have either added, some snippets of those reference images in either last episode, or they'll be showing up now along with where in California this was based off of, because that reference image was very helpful for me. Moving on, this southern area down here, I still don't have any plans for. I figure we will get there when we get there. So instead, over the next couple of episodes, we are going to be focusing on 3 distinct regions. We are going to be focusing on building the cougar enclosure, on finishing up the sea lion area and this splash pad, and then maybe we will move into this section of land right here. And then we also have this canyon up here that I've been thinking about for, about 3 weeks now. I mentioned last episode that we thought about putting elephants in here, and I just wasn't in love with the idea, so instead we are going to do grizzly bears, beavers, deer, and moose up through here. We put in this waterfall through here. So today we will begin on this. We will be starting the rock work, and then bringing down this meadow, and we will be organizing each of these areas into 4 distinct groups. Bears, beavers, moose, and deer. I haven't exactly decided how we're going to do all of this yet, but once I actually start getting in here and start, actually terraforming the ground and adding in rocks, it tends to come together. And then over probably the next 2, maybe 3 episodes, we will bring this area down through here, get this big blank area filled out with something, and then we will go back to working over here, and then move on to the cougar enclosure. So that's kind of what our game plan looks like right now. So let's go ahead and get into the time reel. I can't necessarily call this area complete, but I think that we've got a pretty good start off over here. So we ended up doing 3 specific areas. We've got the bears over here. We're gonna give them 2 little caves. We've got one up here, and then we've got one down here. And these will be fleshed out and the rock work done once we're closer to actually putting the bears in. Same with through here. We gotta get some rock work through here, but you know, that'll come later. And then we've got these. We've got this little beach here for the this will be beavers, so they'll have this area up here to waddle up to, maybe a couple of dens. And then they'll have this beach over here, which is more like their viewing area. So hopefully we can get about 8 beavers in here. I think that'll be pretty good. We'll have, you know, hopefully we'll have at least 1 beaver over here at all times that, you know, they can actually be viewed. And then, of course, we've got this viewing area right here, which we can now look down onto the various enclosures. So this looks pretty good, I think. It took us a little while to get started, but once we got there, we got there. This waterfall took forever, but I mean, it looks pretty good, I think. So we've got a little bit of a walkway through here that we need to test with some actual deer when they get them in, deer and moose, to see if they can get up here. We blocked off this access up onto this path over here, which I would have loved for this to be included in the border. It wasn't, so we do with what we have. And then we've got our little source here. So they might be able to get up there and drink from it. I don't know. Just in case they weren't, we've got this little divot through here, and they should have no problems walking in and getting some water from there. And then of course moose swim, so that's a whole thing that we gotta contend with. So they won't have any diving space, but they should have enough area to swim in at least, you know, through here. We can double check that just to be sure. Terrain. Water area 267. Moose. Up to 4. 50 square meters. Yeah. They just need a little bit of water. Oh, I gotta try not to die. Sorry. This is one of the few outros that's gonna need to be edited because I am just struggle bussing. So I would have loved to be able to continue the rock work through here. That's out of borders. We got this edging through here and give it sort of this tiered look, which I rather like. So we'll do that through here once we get closer. We might put a little viewing platform right up here, just that way you can look down into this valley as well. But I haven't committed to that. And then of course we've got this bridge over here, which I am quite happy with, actually. So it's got this sort of, it's got a mixture of the modern American stuff and the Nordic pack stuff. And then these trellises are from the Africa pack. And then this greenery as sort of like a mossy roof, which, I mean, it's not going to keep you dry, but it's pretty looking at least. We're gonna have to wait until we get some actual animals in here in order to finish it up, because this is like completely enclosure, right? But because this is sort of a large area with nothing but enclosures, and we've had to walk so far in order to get here, there's this path up onto this nature way, which I think is really pretty. And we are going to do, like I said, we might do an outlook over here. We'll definitely do something go in this direction. Still don't know what. We'll get there eventually. But we definitely need to add in some, like a couple of pit stops, some restaurants, and a restroom. And then we need to add in more staff facilities, because our closest one is this one right over here. It's also our only one. So that's not going to be enough for the number of maintenance workers we're going to need, and the number of keepers and vets. It's just, you know, it's not enough. So we will do a service area, a pit stop up here, as well as a staff area. And then this I want to keep nice and open and pretty green. Like I said, I want to bring... Right now we've got sort of this block that sort of trails down through here. We've got this block. And I want to do something like this. So you've got just this cut through of forest. So this will be pretty heavily forested when we're done. Not too much, you know, we'll keep this valley through here. But then once you get up here, you know, we're gonna have plenty of trees just to blend all the rock work in with the skyline. And then up through here as well. So, yeah. Before my voice completely dies on me, next episode, I have absolutely no plans. More than likely, I will end up just jumping from thing to thing, just trying to figure out what needs to happen next. We might go directly to Pumas. We might not. It just depends on what I'm going to have enough brain power for. So we will get there when we get there. Until next time, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you later.